Hello, everybody. This is Angelique, and I'm here with Claudine. And Claudine is a beautiful friend of the Dr. Joe community. And I know Claudine as a very serious, committed person who shows up almost every week at our Quantum Abundant Genius Heart Store Mastermind. We don't call it masterminding, we call it heartstorming.
Yes.
And she is very active in the community. She is very committed, very interested in the work. And last week, she was an issue holder in a money constellation. And it was so much fun and so insightful. Can you tell us, I mean, I assume you had never been in a constellation before. You didn't even know what we were going to do, right, that day?
Yeah, I didn't know what we were going to do, but I did a constellation, but very many years ago, but not as an issue holder also, but not the constellation as we did.
Yes,
but and I wasn't aware that it's going to be a constellation that evening.
So she was a bit surprised.
Yes, I was surprised. And
she was surprised.
And I was even surprised then to be the issue holder. So there was, for me, it's like, okay, if I'm the issue holder, then let's get into that then, because I have this, this opportunity. And it was, so I wasn't prepared to be into a constellation at all. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I know that, you know, we share a lot of different tools, you know, release technique, fast EFT, other types of meditations, other teachers. What did you feel the money constellation that we did give you in terms of clarity when you compare it to other tools and other teachings?
When I compare, what I feel, it's like, or it's more what I experience. It's that in the constellation, in that type of constellation, I really had this, like doing, having, I would say, letting, I would say, the field put the information in front of me. Because it was like it was blind, but it gave a lot of clarity in return. So that's what I felt, because as I didn't know who the different person, what or who they represented, but and for me it was like, by doing that in this blind way, I wasn't thinking much. My choices wasn't the result of a thinking process. That's what I want to say. That's the power of that I felt that evening. It's not my thinking part that say, oh, I put this there and this there. So it's more the feeling result.
Yes. More intuition based.
Yes, more intuition based. And for people, like, because I'm not like, even though I know I use my intuition, but I don't feel like that I really intentionally use my intuition. And here I was brought to use my intuition to get clarity. And that's what I liked.
Yeah. So for all the people that don't know how I work, I choose to do every constellation blind. So people don't even know what they represent. And the issue holder also doesn't know what these elements represent. So let's say in this specific constellation, we had 3 other people and they represented money, love and prosperity consciousness, and a question about what needed to be acknowledged. And so, you know, and none of them knew what they were representing. And so everybody was in a position where they had to feel into what Claudine, as the issue holder, needed to work with, or what was being brought up to be seen. And it was very beautiful. And what is beautiful is that I know that my constellation sometimes lasts like 1.5 hour plus reflection is 3 hours. So for all, because sometimes we have 7 to 8 people in there, so you have a lot of things that need to be addressed. And when I announced it, my husband was in the room somewhere, and he said, "Oh my God, how is she gonna do it in 1 hour?" He was like really worried. He was like, "How is she gonna do a constellation in 1.5 hours? This is crazy." But somehow we did it.
Yes, we did it. Yes.
And it was really like a very powerful, beautiful, healing one, you know, which was so intuitive. And so I felt really happy about you being the issue holder. And the field is always wise and showing it. But I was just sharing with you, Claudine, that I was so surprised that of the result of the constellation, because you seem to me somebody that is very self-aware, and you're very almost always looking into yourself. It's not like you're your own blind spot or in denial. How would you say does let's say a money constellation give clarity in terms of speed compared to maybe other methods of really finding what we need to work with?
I would say it's like what come to me. It's a speed process on a topic. In my case, it was a topic where I thought that I've already worked on that. That I was in peace with the context that that was related, the money context that was related to that, and I really had like an insight, seeing something repeating, but with, like in the constellation, like the same people but different role, the same people that were that were involved when in my childhood, and we have the same people but different role for the same people, and that I wasn't seeing that. And even though I thought I was in peace with that part of my story, I could see that, but in a very, I would say, very kind way, because that's what I felt in the constellation, that it was in a very kind way to see, oh, this is happening, but with different role, and it's always around this money story, and seeing, and I think with the other modalities that I'm applying, using, it would have taken more time for me to arrive to that, to the same understanding, and really like and really feeling this, I would say, compassion for all the actors of the story. So that's what I felt. It was like, okay, that's that's happening in that other way. So okay, so I know, it's as if I directly understood what I can even say or share in the same, in the current situations, I would say, and really feeling peaceful with what's happening now. So the constellation in one session, because we had one session, in one session brought all that, I would say, not only information, but understanding and knowing what knowing what I can do. It's not about only doing, but knowing how I can be with my family. So that's what I feel, that it's give not only information but understanding, and it was very clear for me now I know what is happening. So
yeah. I think what I see in a lot of constellations is how we witnessed money being perceived in the family.
Yeah.
So like our caretakers, our parents, how they talked about money, how they lectured us or tried to teach us about money, how these things are kept in our emotional body or our subconscious mind. So even though we do a lot of the work, let's say releasing Dr. Joe's work, we study love and prosperity consciousness teachings every day, we reprogram our mind. When we don't really go to the source of the real thing in the emotional body, where we really feel money is not lacking, it's my perception in the field of my family that created the lack of allowing in more money. And if we understand where it came from and where we have it in our body, we can clear it. And I feel that when I work with money constellations, the specific pain points of a person's sensitivity comes up. So it's not about your dad or your mom or your teacher or your boss or your ex-wife. It's really about how you responded to it and how you kept that memory as a protection. No, don't have your hopes too high about money, because if you ask for it, they're not going to give it to you. So we have a lot of those programmings. And I know, for instance, from releasing and fast EFT, literally it can take like a list. You have to write a piece list, and you could be doing 20 sessions of like tapping and whatever before you come to that piece. And I feel that constellations are in a way more fun, more interactive. And you really feel the energy of the people participating in it, how they shift and how suddenly they're no longer feeling stuck, but they're feeling the love flowing again.
That's what I felt. It's like I could see the other participants, what they say was it was like it was an echo of what happened, and seeing this flow and seeing them sharing what they were feeling, and seeing like it was an echo, and they didn't know who they were representing, and I see that it went so fast in the way you see as if they came straight to the point. You mentioned pinpoint. I wasn't aware that it was still a pinpoint. So, and it's really it's unfolded like that. Like I was almost seeing, okay, I'm seeing this like I'm opening a book and I can read now, oh, this is the story, and it's clear. And different as I'm reading page per page a book. I would spend more time reading the book page per page, but here it's like I open the book exactly at a certain page.
Right page.
Yes, that's the image that's coming from me, from that for my experience of the constellation. It's as if you open a book and look for an answer of something I need to be aware of, then I get the answer. That book open at the page that I need to work on. And I had really insight on my relationship with money, and that's something Yes, it's always
priceless.
It's priceless. Exactly. That's
yeah. I've done so many money constellations now, and it's unpredictable how money will show up. Every time I'm like, what if, and because nobody knows who they are, I can really see what's going on as the facilitator. But it's really like, even as a facilitator, I don't know always what money is gonna give us as information in this specific system. And then it's always surprising to me. Nobody knows how it's going to unfold, but because we set such a strong intention, because that's what I really believe we should be doing. When I do a money constellation, I ask everybody to set a strong intention for the transmutation of a specific thing that we're all having in common. And then as we work, it just unfolds beautifully. I've never had a money constellation that re-traumatize people. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, and I hope it will never happen. But I feel that when we set an intention and we give gratitude for it as a group, that's that system that we're working with, as all the other participants, it must transform. Everybody will take the shift with them, inside of them, in a way.
So thank you very much, because it's really it's really changed, it's shifted that part of my relation with money. So
imagine that we would do another money constellation. How would your money show up then, right? Maybe in a different way.
I'm quite sure, different way. And I think it's like it's I don't know if it's building up, but it's really like things that I'm in peace with, but not completely free. And I'm not aware maybe that I'm not completely free, but I could continue with meditation, with all the other modalities, but even breathing, I know it's releasing things, but here I like that image of that book that you open at the page you need to open. That's
Claudine, thank you so much. Because of you, I felt more confident about doing shorter constellations, and even with people who didn't know that they were going to be in a money constellation. But it was very beautiful, the beautiful shift that I saw happen, but also your clarity around that it is about opening a book and then being exactly at the page that you need to be to see, what it is that we need to shift, and having the shift even happen during the constellation without having to figure it out, without having to set up a plan for now I'm gonna do 20 hours of tapping on this or release
or 21 day challenge or that kind of thing.
Exactly. So thank you so much for giving this testimonial, and hopefully I'll see you in some of the
and thanks to all participants
absolutely
that shared their feeling and that came with their intention too.
So thank you.
Thank you.